the stakeholders want. Hello, and thank you for tuning into my video series, You're Indicted and Facing Prison, Now What? My name is Marc Blatstein, and in 2006, I too was indicted and convicted of a felony and lost my medical license. To call that period of time a life-altering event is at best an understatement. And I'm sure you all can sympathize because you're going through it at your own pace currently, which is what brought you to this YouTube. And I'm grateful for you listening. With work, though, I was able to get my medical license reinstated in full in 2010. And so the lesson or my takeaway from that is that prison is temporary. So eventually you're going to be going home, which means, and this is premature, but just consider this, before you go into the pre-sentence interview, you should have, in addition to everything that the officer wants, the probation officer wants from you or requests, all the documentation, you should have a very well-written personal narrative and a release plan, because the judge is going to ask you in his own way, he'll let you know, or she'll let you know that they don't want to see you back in their courtroom again. And so your release plan, if you need to work, I mean, there's things that you can put down, but essentially through your narrative and your release plan has got to include you've accepted responsibility and that you've harmed victims. Even if your charge says there's no victims, stakeholders, that's what they want to hear. They want to hear that you acknowledge there's victims and they've been harmed. So my goal in this series is to provide you with the information you'll need to survive and navigate these times, because knowledge together with preparation is going to help you build back some of the confidence you'll need throughout this process. Since you've heard that the Department of Justice and feds have been asking questions, their case against you is mostly complete, and they have a 98% conviction rate. So chances are you're looking at some amount of prison time. Delaying, though, to act now is going to be at your peril, because your next step is you need to find legal representation. And these are attorneys that practice federal criminal defense in federal court. But it's not just, it just doesn't mean that the legal team has experience. They also need to have a proven track record of successfully defending cases like yours. Plus, you need to feel comfortable with them. It needs to be a good fit, because if you're not comfortable, then you're probably not going to give them all the information they need to help you in as you prepare for the pre-sentence interview, for trial, for plea, whatever direction you go. And so that the choices you make today are going to be helpful for you tomorrow. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call and consider engaging my services at 240-888-7778. This is your life and your future. I've walked the path and come out the other side, so too can you. Communication and communicate respectfully with your case managers about reducing your criminogenic needs and experiencing growth, emphasizing growth. Your case managers are human beings and people like everybody else. For them, this is a job. And so when you go into your first meeting with them, if in fact you've done all your work, you have your pre-sentence, you have your well-written personal narrative, you have a release plan that you started, and you're able to go in on your first case manager meeting saying that, you know, that you want to participate in the financial responsibility program if you have a financial penalty from the court, that you've already taken your risk assessment on the computer, and you understand by reading online that having a release plan is critical to your successful time in prison, and then as you get released and work your way towards entering society again and reducing your criminogenic needs. It's important. So case managers, though, are people every day. They see different people's daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. You don't want to be known as a complainer. Don't get the reputation as a complainer. What you are going to want is that you're going to want, if you offer to the case manager when you first meet with them within your first month, that you have a case, that you have a release plan and you'd like to share it, and then show them how you're going to keep up on it every day. They may want to see it, they may see it and throw it in the trash, but either way, make a plan and follow your plan every day. That includes, as you get into the rhythm of things, you'll get a job, what time you'll get up in the morning, the job that you'll do, going to eat, coming back, maybe a little bit of calisthenics or athletics or outside sports. And then you're going to spend your time building your release plan. And part of it is going to be taking the first step back programs that they offer you to take. And if it's something like balancing a checkbook, don't roll your eyes. Be grateful and thank them, because they are human too. And so things are not always going to go your way. You're going to be frustrated and disappointed often, but this is how prison wants it to be. And on the flip side, the case managers, unit team, the correction staff, they're going to be there every day. And eventually you're going home. So maybe, just maybe, you can make an advocate out of your case manager to help you walk towards an earlier release date. To engage in my services or to have your concerns answered, give me a call today at 240-888-7778. 240-888-778. This is my personal cell, and I personally answer and return all calls. You can also get all this information for free on my website at pprsus.com, which is P as in Paul, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, S as in Sam, US.com, otherwise known as Physician Pre-Sentence Report Service. Hope you had a good day. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen and tune in. Thank you.